Hello friends, how you doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sherry and my channel is Turquoise Dreaming. So I couldn't wait to do some more crafting on this journal. So this is the journal that I was going to do step by step. It's going to be one signature, and I've already done two videos where we worked on the cover. If you remember, this was the fabric cover, and if you don't remember, if you're new or you hadn't seen this before, but that's what we did. We worked on the cover in two videos. It took two videos to get it done. We did the front. Here's the the outside. Here's the front. It's going to be like this. Here's the back. And I had picked up this fabric at a thrift store, and I just couldn't wait to try it out. So even though I was working on another journal, I went ahead and did the cover on this one. I said it would be step by step, beginning to end. And but then I went back and finished the other journal. So here I am now, ready. That one is done in my shop, the Retro Handyman Better Homes and Gardens binder journal. And I have a few other journals in my shop. If you need a journal, take a peek in there. Everything from A to Z, pretty much. So we did this for the inside, same fabric. Everything's sewn together. We made this lace pocket, and I put closure in before I stitched this. So it's stitched. This is stitched all the way through here, so that makes it nice and sturdy. That it's glued in, stitched here, and this is seam binding or bias tape, I guess. The ribbony type, and it's folded in here, but I wrinkled it so it'd be, and it matched this. This is the only color. I had one open, I think it was open, partially used package of this color, and it was so perfect to go with this cover. I was like very pleasantly surprised when I found it. So today I wanted to, next step is what I do after I make my cover is I start working on the pages. So I went through and picked out some papers here. I like to have decorative pages and papers, and I like to have lots of writing room and room for whoever gets my journals to do what they want to do, put in whatever writing, photos, mementos. I kind of like to use my journals as a I'm going to describe it as a scrapbook. I'd like to do all of the above. Excuse me, I might need to take a sip of my soda here. But yeah, I like to do all of the above. Mementos, writing, photos, everything, you know what I mean, decorating. So I don't really paint or draw, but I do all the other things. Yeah, I just gotta take a sip of my soda there. Okay, so here are the papers I picked out. And so we're just going to start working on this. I can't wait to see how this turns out. So since this is a one signature journal, I'm going to measure a little bit. Let's start with this ledger paper here. And I put two of these because I think these are so pretty. They're white, but they have these pink and blue lines. So let's see how these fit in here. These might be, if they're the perfect length, which it looks like, oh, just about perfect. I need to cut a little bit, maybe off the bottom here. I like this top little margin here, but let's cut a little bit off the bottom. We'll do both at the same time, save some time. Sorry, my voice is a little tired or something tonight. This will be published tomorrow on Sunday, but I had a busy day running around this morning getting things for lunch, or late lunch that we have with our family, usually on Saturday. My boys and their girlfriends or wives and their children. I have one, there's one children, there's one child. My oldest son has a child. So there's one child, and let's see, let me make sure. I don't want to cut off too much here. But yeah, I hadn't seen her in 3 weeks because they were out of town. No, I saw her, I went and visited her at her house, but they hadn't come over here in 3 weeks or so because they were out of town, my oldest son. And then that was one weekend, and then my husband was sick and something else. Everybody had something to do one weekend, so finally we got together at our house this weekend. But I go and visit my granddaughter and play with her on my lunch break once a week. But I didn't get to this week because my husband was sick, and I wasn't sick, but I didn't want to spread any germs onto her, so in case I was carrying germs, even though I wasn't sick. And they didn't want me to spread any germs either. I just want to cut a little bit of a sliver off here just to make sure, because it fits just about perfect, but if if it were to move in any way, it would possibly stick out the top or the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little sliver off here. One more, just to make sure. Let's see. Didn't quite go all the way through. Let me grab my scissors. Let's see what we need to do here. Little paper surgery, right? Little paper surgery. So I hope everyone had a good day. I ran around, got what I needed for lunch. Oh, you guys, I stopped at the thrift store, my favorite thrift store here in my town, and oh my goodness, I can't even tell you what I found. I'm not going to tell you because I want to show you on my Thrifty Thursday, but stay tuned for that because I found a treasure trove. That's all I'm going to say. I found a treasure trove. As I was checking out, the manager walked by and she saw what I was getting, and she was like, "Aren't those neat? Isn't that like some cool stuff?" You know, I'm not going to say what her exact words, because it might give away what I got. But she's like, "Aren't those cool?" Something like that. I was like, "Oh yes." I can't believe it's such a treasure trove. And she's like, that was really special. So I just was there at the right time, right place, right time type of thing. And yeah, because a lady came up, like as I was trying to carry, because there's a lot to carry to the register. And I was like, how do I get to this to the register without anyone else taking it? Because I couldn't get it all. I didn't have a buggy or anything with me. I just usually don't find that much. I mean, I find some good stuff, but it's not like I find armfuls or anything there. You know, just a few. You know, I'm pretty picky, so I don't really find armfuls or buggy fulls or whatever. And so I was trying to figure out how to get to the register without someone coming behind me and getting what I wanted. You know what I mean? So there was 3 items, and I could carry two. I guess I could carry 2. And I had to come back and get the 3rd one. So I moved the 3rd one to a different spot where people don't really look. There's like furniture and stuff there, so people really don't look, you know, unless they're going to go sit down on the furniture. And it kind of was a little bit, you know, hidden, so you don't see it right away. You had to look over the arm of the sofa. It was on a sofa, so I moved it over to the sofa so I could take 2 things up to the register. And then those fit in there. They're nice, and I did a flip out here, as you can see, so I didn't have to make any scraps there. Let's do this one next. I wanted to do some different things. Yeah, so then I got those up to the register in a safe spot where no one could take them. And then and as I was taking those 2, another lady came up and started to you know, I put the one thing down on the sofa, and I came back to get the things I was taking up to the register, and another lady came on behind me and was looking at things, and I was like, I picked up the second thing I wanted to get from that area, and she's like, "Oh, are you still looking?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just getting this and this." Then I didn't tell her about the other thing that I put on the sofa because I didn't want her to go and take it, you know, because I had already claimed it, but I just couldn't get it all up to the register in one trip. So anyway, she was looking behind me, and there was 4 things. I got 3 of them. And there was one left, and the one left that didn't have that great of stuff in it. You know, it just had kind of like, you know, it just wasn't as good as the ones I got. I examined them very well, and anyway, I'm telling you all this, and you're just like, what is she talking about? Just stay tuned for Thrifty Thursday, on my Thrifty Thursdays, and I will show it. Maybe not this Thrifty Thursday. We'll see. I might have to, because I have some other things to show you, and I need to, and it might take more than one video to show this to you too, so we'll see. I have to figure it out. So anyway, let's put this envelope. I thought I wanted to put some envelopes in here, and I found these pretty envelopes in my stash, my crafty stash, and I want to see if this is going to work, if you can get anything in here and out of here, if it's like this. Otherwise, I'll have to do something different. Let me practice here with a little, so it's like this. Let me put it in between these 2 pages. So it's like it's really in the journal. Because I could make a little notebook or something out of these envelopes too, if it doesn't work out where it can be a page. So let's see if this will work out here. So here, pretend like this is sewn in. So if I'm going to put something in here, okay, this is a journal card. It actually could fit. It actually could work. Let me grab something else. I want to make sure. I'm not sewing it in right now, but I just, you know, I want to make sure, and you know, if you're new, you want to know how these things work too, right? So that could work. That could work. I'll leave it for now and decide. I'm going to leave it for now. I like it, but I just want to make sure. I don't like to put envelopes in where they're so tight. The entrance is so tight that you can't get anything in and out of that. So, well, here's another thing I wanted to put in here. This is a pretty vintage birthday card. And it's very, you know, got a lot of writing room here. And you can write all in here. You can even write around here. It's a birthday card. And it's got this pretty flower. It's got some little glitter there. So I think that's really neat. Things like that. Different things to put in journals. So let's put this here. We've got some different size, pages to make, you know, create some interest here. So let's see what's next. I've got a little receipt here. I keep forgetting to, I brought these home. Oh, this was in the goodies that my kids gave me for Mother's Day. These receipts or credit memorandum, and I keep forgetting to do something with them. They're in a box here, kind of tucked under over here to the side, and I was like, oh, I gotta do something. I put those away, and I wanted to share them in my Thrifty Thursday bundles, and I just kind of forgot about them. They're just sitting here out you know, in the open right here, but they're in a box, kind of like almost like they're put away, but they're not put away. So this scrapbook paper, I wanted to join these two together maybe for a pocket. So there's two pretty double-sided scrapbook papers here, and I try to pick out if there's anything colorful here. I try to pick out colors that would go with this journal. So this is pretty kind of floral, you know, the butterfly, the bird here. You see the colors here. You've got some greens and things like that. So that's what's in here, greens and the butterfly and the floral. So let's see, I cut off the end strip on this piece. Let's cut, you know, with the hole in it, let's cut the one off this piece and see what we have left to work with. So I do save these. I do lots of different things with these little end pieces. And so if you keep watching, I'm sure you'll see me do things. But I have little butterfly punches. I can punch butterflies out of here. Or I can make little, you know, cut this end off and cut this into a little tiny mini tag or something. So I do like to save those. So I wanted this pretty, I love both sides of this, but I wanted this pretty green here on the outside. So I'm going to put this on the inside. This is going to be a pocket, like I said, and this has a black on the inside. And I like this, and it's kind of retro, but I'm going to put that on the inside. So it'll be pretty inside, but it will be also, won't be, you know, out where you can really see it, those inside parts. So I just thought these outside, you know, colors that I picked to go on the outside would be best for this journal. So I'm going to fold that in half and see how that fits in here. And I might have to go grab my circle punch so we can put this in here. Okay, yeah, that's going to be, wow, this is like 8.5 by 11 scrapbook paper. And so that is pretty much perfect. I might have to refold this a little bit, this ledger paper. So let me grab I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my circle punch so we can make a little thumb hole there. Just 1 second. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little, before I glue it together so I can get my punch in there. I was going to use this one, but I think I'm going to use this one. This is a, you know, good sized piece of paper, so I might as well use this one. And what I'll do, since, you know, it'll be easier if it's not punched, to punch the hole or the little notch here. So I'm just going to punch it on the inside of the pocket here, you know, which would be, what I mean inside is this side of it. So hope that's not confusing. And then put a little notch right here, try to center it. And you can do this however small you want, if you just want a small one or a bigger one. I'm doing about just a little under half the circle here. And this is a 2-inch circle punch. So, all right, I think that's pretty much centered. Let's do it. Get it done here. Okay, I'm gonna put this to the side now. Okay, so we're gonna glue this together like this. And see that pretty paper underneath shows through, and there'll be a nice big pocket to, you know, I mean, my current journal, that it's not one I use every day, but it's one that I'm using for for my granddaughter, to store her photos and memories about, you know, write things about, you know, happenings about her. And I have a couple of pockets in there that's really nice. When I made the journal, I kept some scraps in there from the paper I use, so whenever I need to put something in there, I have plenty of scraps that match, that I can make like a little photo mat or whatever, you know, use something for writing or just things like that. So it's really comes in handy to have little pockets to tuck things in. Or if I'm not doing that, I'll just, you know, keepsakes that I want to keep, I'll tuck those in the pockets. So really nice to have some different size pockets, really, because you want to do different things with your pockets, maybe, you know. All right, so that's all glued together with some art glitter glue, and that is pretty much our pocket. We'll let it dry so I don't pull it apart, but it's right here. So I'll go ahead and put this here. This might, I don't really, oh, that is really pretty. I really love that. I have the paper pad here that I got it from. I'll show you. It's this one here. These were on clearance a couple years ago, maybe more, at Walmart. They don't carry these anymore, but they used to. And they were kind of expensive when they were full price, and I don't think I ever bought one. And finally, when they decided not to carry them anymore, they put these on clearance, and I got a couple of them. So I have used, I think I actually got 3 of them. I think I used most of one, and I have 2 left, but there's some really pretty, I mean, I wouldn't have bought them just because they were on clearance if I didn't like them, and I really did like them. So yeah, I wanted to see if I could use some of that in here, because this is pretty kind of garden-y, you know, bird theme here, nature. Okay, so that's that. You know what? I just went to pick this up as a little, to see if it would fit in that envelope, and it's, you know, a book plate, and it has a bird on it. I'm gonna have to keep this here. It's my little organizer basket. I use these baskets for each journal so that when I am done, like tonight, I'll put everything back in here. Usually I can keep it right here, but if I needed to move it off my table, I could put it somewhere else in my craft room, and that way, you know, I don't have stuff everywhere. I just throw everything in there. I just cleaned up today from my retro journal. I had that basket here, and then so I replaced it with this one for this journal. And I have like 10 of those baskets, and when they're empty, I have a little stack in my closet here that I can just put them away until I need them again. So this is some blue paper that I you know, dyed with food coloring. So let's see, we've got color here, color here. Let's do a white ledger, and then a pretty blue, and this is 8.5 by 11, just regular paper that I coffee dye. I mean, I'm so used to coffee dyeing lately, I've just got that on my brain, but I food color dyed there, and it came out a nice light blue. So I thought that would look really pretty in here with the bird theme, kind of a bird nature theme. So that's that. We got some color there. And speaking of coffee dyeing, I definitely wanted, I mean, I love coffee dyed paper. I love the look of it, the feel of it, the color, you know, just everything about it. So I'm definitely, this is definitely a journal I want. You know, I put them in most journals, most every journal. I don't think I put any in the retro journal because it's not really that type of journal where I would use coffee dyed paper, but I really do love coffee dyed paper, and I use it as much as I can. So that's that. All right, so we've got color. So let's go ahead, and we're going to leave this out for right now. I want to see what else. We'll leave it here for the moment and cut some more. So this is some music paper. This is coffee dyed and Rick dyed. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these little, because I think I didn't take this out where I took the spiral out. Sometimes if I use something that's in, you know, a book page or a music page that had a spiral, I think this is before I figured out to take out the spiral without tearing out the pages so I could have the little holes. I did this quite a while ago, like a couple years ago, and maybe even 3. But yeah, so this one I kind of tore it from the spiral, so I need to cut those out because they're not exactly, I mean, they're okay if I was making a grungy journal or something, that would be fine, but I'm not making a grungy journal. So let's see how this fits. So this is Rit dye and coffee dye is what I was getting at. Now let's see, we just got a little extra here. The length this way is, let me see here. Oh, we need a little sliver off the bottom and about almost 1/2 inch off the side here. It's not quite enough to fold in and make a little tuck spot or fold out. So let's see, I said a sliver. What did I say? Oh, it's about, I'm going to use this as my template for this one. So about 1/4 inch off of this side here. 1/4 inch. Let's see how that does. And we will take about almost a little under 1/2 inch here. Let's get that scrap out of there. Okay. So, let's see what we can get done here before my time runs out. So that's another page. I did get this bird page out, but and I'm going to use it. Let me see how we can cut this without cutting off any little birds. So I think if we cut, let's see what's on the inside. Yeah, I think if we cut a little bit here, let me see how that goes. We won't be cutting off any birds really. So I think we're good there. Yes. And then the length, we've got a little white here. So I'm going to make about, to cut off about 1/2 inch on the bottom. We've got a little white strip on the top too, just above this bird's head. That if we need to cut, yeah, we need to cut out a little bit off the top. Oh shoot, that's going to cut his head off. I don't want to cut his head off. So we're going to cut a little bit more off the bottom, I think. Yeah, a little bit more off the bottom, and I think that'll be all right. These birds will have their heads at least. I don't want to cut off that bird's head at the top. This guy's tail will be cut off, but I'd rather cut off his tail than that guy's head. All the things we have to think about when we're cutting off pages down, right? Cutting off people's legs and arms and bird heads. It's crazy. So, okay, that should be good. Another page. And I can put them in order later. Oh, this is cool paper. It's green like grid here, and then it's got lines on the back, so really cool. This one we might just be able to fold in half. It's got its holes, but that's okay. I'm not worried about those. They're not torn or anything. So, and then here's some graph paper. This is very vintagey. All my papers I usually get them. All my papers I get at thrift stores for sure. I don't buy any of them new. But let's see, I don't use any digitals usually for my pages. And I don't usually for my ephemera either, but I discovered a new website that I kind of like have been experimenting with. And what I really like if I use digitals, it's kind of fun to play around with some digitals like that you don't have, you know what I mean? Like I have a lot of things in my stash, but some things I don't have. Some things I can't find at the thrift store, and I don't want to go buy new ones. So it's kind of fun to, you know, like black and white photos. You know, I have a few, but I really don't ever find black and white photos. So it's, you know, fun to print something like that out, or certain like tags and things that I can't make. You know what I mean? So once in a while, it is fun to print out a little digital ephemera. That's what I've found myself doing sometimes, just to have a little fun with things that I can't get my hands on, you know? Can't get my hands on at the thrift store, and, you know, I don't want to buy them, really, and you know, just a little ink for a little bit of ephemera. I'm not printing out whole pages or anything. So I think that's kind of fun to experiment with that a little bit and have some fun with that. So that's what I've been doing since I discovered the new website, Creative Fabrica. And actually, since I discovered it, I've become an affiliate because I love it so much. And so I try to put that link under my videos if you want to check it out. There is a monthly or annual you can join. I think that at the annual fee they give you a break. But the thing is, and I didn't think I would ever pay for something like that, but if you use it, and the thing is that they have thousands of things that you can look at. Thousands. So if you get this little whim in your head, and that's what I'll do. I'll get a little idea. And I was like, oh, let me see if they have that, and they do. They pretty much everything I've ever thought of that I would want to see if they have, they've always had it. So I kind of have been having some fun with that. Okay, so we cut all of our pages, and I think I got out more than I should put in here, but let me see. Let's see how we can arrange these. I might do another one of these pretty pages. I think I will do one more, at least one more pretty scrapbook paper page. It is paper, it's not cardstock, so I kind of like that for the pages. It's nice paper, not thin or anything, but it is papery, so it's nice, like a book page. So a thick, sturdy book page. So we got, let's count, this pocket is one page. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 papers. And so let's do some more here with this. The bird page, I probably am gonna, I'll do it, maybe we'll do it on the next video. For right now, I'm not gonna do it because I think I'm running out of time, but I'm gonna put a little hinge on here, a little, and make sure, because this is not, I think this is just glued together and it didn't come apart when I took it out of the book, but I want to make sure, like when I sew it in, it doesn't separate or anything. So I'm going to do that. So that's the bird page. Now we need, let's do the graph paper. Let's do the music next. And I might have to refold some of these. Let's see, so we got music, then this little green grid. That's writing, and then the receipt. Oh, this was two pieces, so let's put the yellow one, this copy dyed, and then this. Let's turn this around this way. So if this isn't, I don't know if this will end up being in the middle, but if it was, that would be pretty cool, right? All that fun chart to write on in the middle there. So there, it all fits in there, and I need to refold this one right here. This side of this page is sticking out, so I refold that so it's not sticking out. But now I lost count of how many pages we have. I wanted to see if I did more. I wanted to see if I did more than 15 papers, not pages, but papers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, that's a good number. I usually do 15 to 20 papers, and we have 16. So you, when you fold it in half, that's 32, and then if you count both sides, that's what, 64 surfaces or pages. So that will be it for today. Next we will, I'm gonna decide. I think I'll add probably add another scrapbook paper, and I'll get that ready for the next video. And I'm just going to go through and make sure if I want any more papers, or if I want to add any pockets or tuck spots before I sew it in. I can always do that after too. So I might add the scrapbook paper on the next video, because I just want a little bit more pretty papers in here, and maybe more than one piece of scrapbook paper. Since I only have 16, I could add 4 more, right? Or something else. I might look around my craft room, see if I have anything else. But I like this pink receipt here. That's really nice. And then a yellow one. Really fun papers. And I might separate these ledger paper, these white ledger papers a little bit. They're a little bit close together there. So that's my thoughts for right now. I'll see you in the next video. Like I said, I'm doing this all on video. I'm trying to, so I'm going to do my best and show you everything. So I kind of just take off on my own a lot of times. That's going in farther. So anyway, I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'd be glad to answer them. And let me know if you're crafting with me. And have a great day. See you next time. Happy crafting.